Happy January 3rd. Loading corn. Hoping we get done before it starts raining, because it's supposed to rain. And sometimes when it rains and you load corn, it messes up their tester. They tell you your corn's wetter than what it is, or low in test weight. Yeah. But we're supposed to get quite wet this afternoon. It's about 10:45 now. Hopefully it holds off for half an hour. Alright, done loading corn. So, sitting in the shop, as you can see, the shop. The tractor I just put away. Still got that over here. I got to get that over in the other shed sometime. So my brother and I just fixed the door Sunday. Like I said, it's Tuesday, January 3rd. Don't have much to do for a video, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to call this video Government Sucks. You have already have seen whatever I decided to call the title, but so as you know, I live in the great state of New York here, you know, communist New York. It's now 2023, and by 2030, I think it is, our wonderful dumbass fucking governor, Hochul, has decided that, you know, we're going to do away with heating your home like my house with fuel oil. We're going to do away with propane. We're going to do away with burning wood. Yep. We've got to save the environment. Everyone needs to go all electric. Do you know what that's going to cost? I'm sure some of you, if not a lot of you, have been, you know, seeing on social media the posts, the little videos people have been putting up about their Tesla cars and whatnot. That, you know, it seems like it gets below 20 degrees and their car won't charge. The thing on, I saw one where the thing on the dash was saying battery needs to warm. Guy came back an hour later, battery needs to warm. Came back an hour later, 3 hours later, the car still wouldn't charge. Battery needs to warm. We have cold places in New York State, folks. And then in warm places like California, they have blackouts all the time. But hey, you know, we got to go all electric. I mean, what are we doing? I mean, I'm doing this because I'm pissed off because I was just texting with my financial guy to find out, you know, how many thousands of dollars we lost in our IRAs this year. Yeah, it was a lot. So, or last year I should say, because I keep forgetting we're in 23 now. And I'm sure we'll lose thousands more this year when they keep jacking interest rates because, you know, that's how you solve inflation. Well, you fucking created the inflation to start with, you assholes in government. But like here in the great communist state of New York, our wonderful, you know, state assembly and Congress and whatnot, Senate, they just gave, all of them just gave themselves a $30,000 a year raise. Yeah, because they're so worth it, right? As they bankrupt the rest of us. And then there's this bullshit that we're dealing with here local because Micron is supposedly moving into Onondaga County next door. But yet Micron's made headlines lately that they're laying off thousands of people across the country. Yep.
I don't understand. I'm supposedly moving into a Barbie County next door.
Shut up, Siri. I'm not asking you anything. But here's my problem. We can't find people to fill jobs now. But we're going to bring people in for the Micron chip company here. So let's say you're making $75,000 a year in some low-taxed, you know, low cost of living state, but you could make $100,000 a year living here in New York working for Micron. But when you put pen to paper, you're no better off because we're a high-tax state. We got all these freaking regulations, you know. Now I hear that in part of this $1.7 trillion bullshit that our federal government just passed, they want to tax our IRAs and 401k. They got to find money from any way they can to support their bullshit agendas, like the green agenda that they want to push. But yet, we're only going to tax the rich. No, you're not, because the rich are your buddies that donate to you. I mean, people need to, you need to wake up, folks. I mean, those of you that keep voting for this bullshit, they're coming after you too. I got a news flash for you. The inflation affects you. And me and my financial guy were just texting back and forth about, well, don't worry about your IRAs, that's just supplementary. The farm is what your true retirement is when you sell it someday. Well, okay, so in 8 or 10 years, when my ass wants to be in Tennessee or someplace that's, a lot nicer to live than here, what if the farm's not worth anything? We have the solar people running around nonstop knocking on people's door. If you all follow Jimmy's channel, Barn Talking, you'll see what he talked about when the guy knocked on his door. So, I don't know. Am I going to have to sell it as a solar farm someday? How come every new construction in the city, new buildings being put up, how come their roofs aren't just covered with solar panels? I've asked this before. Nobody can give me an answer. Why are we going out and trying to scoop up fertile farmland? Do we not need to eat anymore? Are we going to bring our food in from foreign countries that don't have near the rules and regulations that we have to follow here as food producers? I mean, it's just, we're going to hell in a handbasket in this country, folks, and people need to wake the hell up. And some of the comments, if you didn't watch the last live stream Jimmy and I did, if you weren't there live, go watch it anyhow. But Gigi apparently is my new Willie Hicken with his comments. You crack me up, Gigi. You're such a lefty lunatic. Gigi called me a hippie. Okay, for those of you who've been with me for a long time, I usually have, a buzz cut most of the year, but it's winter, so I haven't cut my hair in a while, but I don't know. Do I look like a hippie? Is the hair all over the place here? But he can't take me seriously until I get a haircut, because I'm a hippie and put on a suit and tie. Suit and tie? Dipshit. I'm a farmer. Suit and tie? Whatever. It's mind-numbing how the left thinks in this country. And those of you that keep voting for this bullshit, I mean, the blackouts that this country is going to see if we go all electric, like Jimmy said during the live stream, right where we are here is RG&E, Rochester Gas and Electric, and we're basically what I call the asshole of RG&E, because we're at the very end of it before it becomes NYSEG, New York State Electric and Gas. We can be sunny and the wind could blow 20 miles an hour and all of a sudden we have no power. But yet someday that's supposed to run on electric. We're gonna do away here in New York with, you can't heat your home with fuel oil and propane and all that. Well, how am I gonna run my crop dryer? Am I still gonna be allowed to use propane for that? Or is that, do those companies have to create an electric dryer now or something? Crop dryer. It's insane, folks. And for the last almost 3 years now, all that's been beaten into everybody's head is, oh, we need to follow the science. Yeah, well, we know how that junk science has been going. It's more like follow the money and the power. But if you want to follow the science, I said this during the live stream, I think.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Oh, will you shut the hell up? This scares the shit out of me, too, that my phone's on, but I push no buttons, and all of a sudden Siri is, we're being tracked by everybody, including our own phones. You get in your vehicle and your phone tells you 16 minutes to so-and-so because it knows where you normally go on that day. Does that not scare anybody? But anyways, I digress. If we're going to follow the science, our atmosphere is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, and of the remaining 1%, carbon is 0.03%. But we want to do away with carbon. Carbon's bad. Be at everything green outside. I'm not going to bother to get up and open the door for, effects and show you trees and plants. But all that shit out there that's green uses that carbon for fuel, for its food, to process food in order to survive. Plants need carbon. So apparently we're going to live in a desolate desert, I guess, because we need, carbon's bad, we need to go. But yet I saw a thing, science, but we don't show or publicize any of the people who disagree with the science that's getting pushed, like the science from the past 3 years, we silence all the other people because they are naysayers of science. So apparently there's only one side to science is what it amounts to. But I saw a thing where science shows that over the last millions of years, our carbon level is at the lowest it's ever been. Oh, you know, but yet the seas are rising. Still, Al Gore told us New York City was going to be engulfed by the ocean. That ain't never happened. People like the Obamas and the rest of these people are all buying their oceanfront property, but yet the oceans are going to rise. Banks are still giving out money to build in these places. Well, you would think the banks wouldn't be giving out money if they knew they weren't going to get it back. Oh, folks, if you think these politicians are in it for you, you're sadly mistaken. They're in it for themselves. When they retire, they're going to suck off the taxpayer tit for the rest of their life with their great pension and benefits, while we all struggle to figure out how we are going to retire someday. Biden, we were only going to tax the rich, but they're taxing all this online shit now, PayPal, Venmo, all that kind of stuff. If it's true in that 1.7 trillion thing that now they're going to tax your IRAs and 401ks and all your, different savings plans. Okay. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And then living in this communist state where, I think they're banning wood burning like in the next 3 or 4 years. And by 2030 is the whole, retrofit to electric, apparently. All new construction's got to be electric. Well, you going to come out and pay to have my furnace taken out and my 1840, house, that's when the original part of the house was built, completely retrofitted to electric? It's insane, folks. Follow the science. Yes, let's follow real science then. And people, wake the fuck up and stop believing the bullshit that gets pushed down your throat all the time. Because you don't take the time to look shit up yourself and go, I wonder if that's true what they're telling me. Nope, just I believe, government tells me so, I will follow. Like I said on the live stream, if you ever wondered what this country would be like if there was a Holocaust, wouldn't be pretty, because there'd be an awful lot of people that would just be marching to the gas chamber. They said gas chamber, good, I shall follow. This is more than a hat rack, folks. I know I'm a hippie, so mine apparently doesn't fit just right. Right, Gigi? You freaking moron. And I'm sure Gigi will have something to say here, so I'll pin his comment like I did on the live stream, which has got like 120 some comments on Gigi's now, because, and it all boils back to Trump. Gigi just, you can always tell when they try not to say the word, that bad word Trump, but then all of a sudden they get pissed off enough that they got to put Trump in there and everything is Trump's fault. It's amazing how, anything Trump did that was good must have been from Obama. And anything that's bad happening now under Biden, well, that was Trump's fault. So, yep. Well, I'll tell you what, I could go for mean tweets right now and go back to Trump's economy in a heartbeat, because you can say all you want about the pompous ass, and he can stick his warp speed thing up his ass. I'm not even going to get into all that, because we see how that's going across the country, Get the hokey pokey dart and you'll be perfectly safe. Yeah. Well, science isn't really proven out to show that now, is it? But don't follow that science now. No. Follow the new science that they'll come up with. So, but if we don't wake up pretty soon, folks, my daughter will be 19 next month. I want to know, what's life going to be like for her in 40 years when she gets to be around my age? That's what I want to know. What's life going to be like for your kids, your grandkids, if we don't say enough of the bullshit? Enough is enough with the bullshit now. So, it's scary, folks. All right, I'm out of here. Check out the Grumpy Farmer apparel link, and Get yourself a hat. This is the old hat. I got one of the new ones over the house. Get yourself a sweatshirt, t-shirt, whatever. So, and we'll see what's in the next one. Oh, and one more thing. What got me going with old Gigi on the live stream comments there. Because I mentioned in the live stream about how New York State wants to raise the minimum wage to $21.25 an hour. Yep, $21.25 an hour. And the day that we did the live stream, I went through a McDonald's drive-thru. And you've all been there. You know what I'm talking about when I say this. My fillet of fish, half of it was, off the bun. The majority of the tartar sauce was all over the inside of the carton. You've ordered your burger where your burger's half off the bun. Half the cheese is melted onto the cardboard inside the carton it comes in, because, nobody can actually put any pride into their work and put a piece of cheese in the middle of a goddamn hamburger. That's too much to ask for. And Gigi's theory was, well, these people aren't going to do a better job until they get paid more. Oh, so it's the old participation trophy society. We should pay you top dollar in order for you to perform, rather than you actually prove that you are worthy of getting more money. These freaking jobs that, these kids in high school or college that get these part-time jobs flipping burgers or working at a local grocery store or a local hardware store, these aren't their career jobs. They're doing it to make extra money. Okay? You walk into some of these, like Walmart and places like that, you see some older people that are working part-time to make some extra money. So we're gonna make minimum wage $21 an hour, which makes everything cost more. So your burger, fries, and a Coke are gonna cost $20 in order to be able to pay the workers. You're gonna shut down small businesses like, family-owned restaurants or a little store, grocery store, or a hardware store or something like that, because, here in New York, we gotta pay $21.25 an hour. But yet the same lawmakers that come up with this bullshit are the ones that give themselves a $30,000 a year raise. As my shirts and hats say, are you getting it yet? Are you fucking getting it yet? Now I'm done.